Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about how I achieved glass skin given that I have very problematic skin. Now for those of you that don't know what glass skin is, it's pretty much just hydrated, glowy skin. Like that's what the description is in a nutshell. The founders of Glow Recipe, Sarah and Christine, they kind of said it best. It's the ideal Korean skin type. Your skin is very clear, poreless, translucent, luminous, pretty much just overall healthy looking in general. And honestly, at first when I saw this trend going out, I immediately dismissed it as something that I could achieve myself because I do have quite problematic skin still. I still break out, like I still get the hormonal breakouts here and the stupid occasional breakout on my cheeks somewhere. And also I am still dealing with the texture that I got from having cystic acne in the past. So I figured this is definitely not something that's meant for me. It's definitely not achievable. So I just pretty much admire the aesthetics from afar for those people who looked like they had really nice skin. It wasn't until I watched Edward Avila's take on glass skin that it actually prompted me to want to try it myself. For those of you who don't know Edward Avila, he is a YouTuber that focuses mostly on Korean beauty products, and he does have textured skin as well. So when I saw his take on glass skin, despite that he does have imperfections on his face, overall his complexion looked very healthy. And so seeing that on him, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it myself and see if I could do something similar, even though I don't have the makeup techniques that he has. Despite it being a trend, the context is still there in maintaining your skin's health, keeping it really nice and hydrated and moisturized, and wanting to achieve healthy skin in general. So this is what I came up with. I know it's not perfect, smooth skin, but it does have that healthy skin aspect there, and it is something that I've been really happy wearing out in public. I've been wearing this for about 4 or 5 hours now. It hasn't gotten any dewier than this, so I've been really happy about that. What I want to do is kind of recommend some products you might want to incorporate into your routine, and maybe some techniques on makeup and skincare application as well, just so you get the most out of all these products so you can achieve that hydrated and healthy natural look. And as I'm talking throughout this video, I'll be doing clip-aways of me applying certain products and maybe some swatches as well, just so you get a better idea of what the products look like. If you're interested in seeing how I achieved this glass skin look, just keep on watching. So to start off your skincare, it all starts the night before in your nighttime skincare routine. After you finish double cleansing and removing all your makeup, which I'm assuming all of you know what double cleansing is. If you don't, I'm definitely going to touch upon it in my nighttime skincare routine, and I swear to you, my skincare routines are going to be coming soon. One of the main things you'll want to do in your skincare routine is include a chemical exfoliant. So you want to use a chemical exfoliant to not only slough away the dead skin cells, but you can also find one that actually helps treat your acne as well if you still break out. The one I really like using is the by WISHTREND Mandelic Acid 5% Skin Prep Water. The reason I like using mandelic acid is because it's one of the gentlest forms of alpha hydroxy acids, or AHAs. It does have a large molecular size, so what that means is it's going to penetrate your skin a lot more slowly, so the irritation is not as prominent once you apply this. Another thing that I read up on for mandelic acid, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't found any type of study or any type of professional saying this, but even though mandelic acid is an AHA, it does have some BHA or beta hydroxy acid properties, meaning that it's slightly lipid permeable. So what this means is that this not only functions as an AHA would function, this also goes into your oil glands a little bit, which in turn helps with the congestion that you might have on your skin. And again, I don't know if this is like a factual thing. What I do know for sure though is that when I use this on a consistent basis, my breakouts are less and less, and this really is a key factor in not only maintaining the smooth texture of my skin, but it also controls my breakouts as well. At the end of your nighttime routine, after using essences, ampoules, serums, whatever you like to use, facial oils, be sure to follow up with a good moisturizer. The one that both my boyfriend and I have been using is the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. It does have 3 types of ceramide: ceramide NP, AP, and EOP. It is a very good occlusive moisturizer. In the case of skincare, it's to help transepidermal water loss. That is when your skin loses water, and by having some type of moisturizer that acts as a barrier, it's going to help prevent that significant amount of water loss from happening. Ever since I started slathering this on at night and using a little bit more than usual, my face has been looking really good in the morning, and my skin has been looking way less dehydrated. And before you say it's the weather change that's happening in Toronto, it's only been recent that this weather change has happened. I've been using this nonstop when the weather was still complete crap in Toronto and there was an ice storm happening. That's pretty much it for my tips for nighttime skincare, but just for something a little extra, because the entire point of Glass Skin is to have smooth skin, and if you still have breakouts, definitely consider using some type of treatment that really helps with the inflammation that you might have with your active acne. And I mentioned this quite a few times already on my channel. It's the Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Cream. The main ingredient in here that makes it blue is the guaiacol or guaiacol. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, forgive me. It is derived from chamomile oil, and for some of you that might know, chamomile is just a really nice calming and soothing herb. I definitely see the benefits of this ingredient for myself. That's why I've repurchased this already. So every time I apply it on my super inflamed areas on my chin, or even the red spots around my face, it definitely has a calming sensation, and it removes the inflammation and irritation that I might feel from whatever breakout that I have that night. And what's also great about this product is that the next morning, if you say have like some type of open wound from popping a pimple or something like that, the redness that should have been there is not as prominent due to applying this product beforehand. Next, we're gonna go into the AM skincare, and it seems like it's a lot more products. It's just because I haven't shown every single product I use in my nighttime routine, but all of them definitely have a purpose towards this glass skin look. The one thing you really want to focus on is just hydrating your skin as much as possible, and the best way to do this with problematic skin is just to layer products that have a very light consistency, like the ones I'm about to mention. If in the case that, say, you didn't use your chemical exfoliator the night before, or you feel like your face is particularly rough the next morning, I would go in with a peeling gel. And the peeling gel I'm using is the Dr. G Brightening Peeling Gel. And just like the label suggests, it is a very mild product, so you can use this in the daytime provided that you do follow up with an SPF at the end of your skincare routine. And the way to use this is on damp or wet skin, and I make sure to apply a quarter size amount just so I have enough to cover my face properly. On the back here, it says it has vitamin C, E, and natural cotton. So this is supposed to help make the skin appear more radiant and even tone, as well as slightly more moisturized. I do notice my face is slightly more even and my face doesn't feel stripped from using this product. So I would say for the most part those claims are quite valid, but again, that's just for me. After I wash off that peeling gel while my skin is still mostly dry but still a little bit of dampness there, I go in with my Klairs Supple Preparation Facial Toner. Now, I did do a dedicated video on this and its newly launched unscented formula. I'll be sure to leave a link down below for you all to check it out. For me, this really does serve as like the first burst of hydration my skin gets. You can by all means do the 7-step skin method if you don't have an essence or a serum to follow up afterwards. The thing is, I do, and it's something I do want to show you. So 7 steps for me for this product isn't necessary. However, I always use it 3 times, about a dime size amount. And I find this is enough for me for not only to like prep my skin, but to make it feel really nice and comfortable. And I never end up having that irritating dry feeling after your face dries up from splashing it with water. After I finish applying my toner, I go in with the COSRX Galactomyces 95 Whitening Power Essence. It really must be the Galactomyces ferment filtrate in this, because ever since I started using this, I've noticed it made one of the more significant changes in my skincare routine out of any serum that I've used. I actually use this as kind of like my main serum per se, even though it is an essence and it's just supposed to be for prepping your skin for further product. I find because this does such a good job at hydrating my skin, I don't need to use anything else after it. I can just go into my moisturizer right away. So with this essence, it does hydrate my skin really well, but what I also notice is that it makes my skin feel a lot smoother. And so I'm pretty generous when I use this product, especially when it comes to extra hydration. I don't find too much is unnecessary, especially how big this bottle is and how well priced it is as well. After hydrating your face, which is a very essential thing in glass skincare, for problematic skin, an ingredient you might want to look into is niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of the few ingredients that can actually help reduce the size of your enlarged pores, and that's one of the main things I noticed when I first started using a niacinamide product. It's supposed to also help with fine lines and wrinkles as well. I can't 100% say if that's the case because I don't really have significant fine lines or wrinkles. If you do have fine lines or wrinkles and you noticed niacinamide has helped you, please leave a comment down below to let other viewers know that it does help with that as well. And on top of that, it also helps strengthen your skin's barrier to prevent the transepidermal water loss that I mentioned beforehand for the nighttime skincare routine. So I have 2 products that have niacinamide in them. One of them is the Klairs Vitamin E Mask and the other one is the CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. Niacinamide is within the top 5 of the ingredient list. So the way I use these products, I'm trying to moisturize the way that Dr. Dre moisturizes, and for those of you who don't know, she is a dermatologist that does daily vlogs and she answers a lot of questions in regards to skincare. For the vitamin E mask, I take about a dime size to a quarter size size amount, melt it lightly in my hands and spread it again all over my face and on my neck and start patting it into my skin. Usually I use this at nighttime as my last step, but ever since I started incorporating it as the humectant base of my skincare routine, I've noticed nothing but good results as well. After I applied the Klairs Vitamin E mask, that's when I go in with the CeraVe PM moisturizer. Sometimes I find though that this is not enough moisture for my skin, so what I do is I mix it in with a bit of the moisturizing cream as well. I sometimes do like a 3-to-1 ratio, a 2-to-1 ratio. It kind of depends how my skin's feeling that day, but overall this is going to be the dominant moisturizer out of the two. And again, I spread this all over my face and neck and tap it in afterwards. And once I feel like those products have absorbed well enough, that's when I finalize my skincare with an SPF. SPF is pretty much a staple in Korean skincare. For me personally, I really like using Asian sunscreens just because it's not only like an SPF, there is some type of moisturizing benefit to it as well, and it sits a lot more pleasantly on the skin. So the one I've been holding in my hand is the CNP Laboratory Brightening Daily Fluid Sun Essential Fluid Formula PA4+. The reason why I chose the CNP one for this glass skin tutorial is because the finish of this is a lot smoother. I want to say I applied just over a quarter size amount for my face, maybe a little bit more. And again, I make sure it's all on my face, on my ears, on my neck, and any exposed areas that might have been exposed if I've gone outside today. And that concludes the skincare portion of this glass skin tutorial. Next, we're going to talk about makeup and the techniques that I used to finish off this glass skin look. And after doing so much for our skincare routine, we definitely don't want to take away from that by wearing something super heavy and powdery. But again, as someone with problematic skin, we just want to make sure that the canvas is as smooth as possible. So I did go in with primers beforehand just to make sure that some of the enlarged pores are still filled in. Also just giving that extra longevity to this look, especially if you do plan on wearing it out. These are the two primers I used. One is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer, and the other one I used is the Nude by Nature Perfecting Primer. So I used the Dr. Brandt one in my T-zone. That's where I do have all my enlarged pores. And then around the rest of the perimeter, I went in with the Nude by Nature Perfecting Primer. So now that my skin is officially prepped and primed, I do go in with two products, and it's a BB and CC cream. And a great thing about using a BB cream or a CC cream in this type of look is that these are very good at providing decent amount of coverage while overall giving off a really nice natural look. One is the Klairs Illuminating Supple Blemish BB Cream SPF 40 PA++, and the CC cream is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream Plus Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum SPF 50+. Such long names, such long names. So these two products are pretty much the topper of what creates this glass skin look. You definitely don't need the two. The reason I use both is because neither one matches my skin tone perfectly. The BB cream is actually pretty sheer, and while it doesn't have that typical gray cast that other BB creams have, it does make my face look rather pale. Whereas the IT Cosmetics CC cream one, this is more of my skin tone, but sometimes it sets a little bit dark on my skin. So I mix it in with the Klairs BB cream just to get the perfect color. How I use these two products is that I actually mix half and half, like a very small amount. And the reason I don't want to use a whole pump or a whole lot in general is because I want to be able to build up slowly. Because the thing is with these products, if you use too much from the get-go, your face can look greasy and it's hard to recover from it unless you've removed the product. So I like to build up slowly, and I like to place this everywhere on my face, even around my eyes. After I finish putting whatever other makeup that I want on my face, such as, you know, doing my brows, mascara, and all that stuff, I actually take the Klairs BB cream in a little amount and I apply some in the center of my face where I might get more red. This way it just provides that additional coverage, and also I'm brightening the center of my face a little bit more. I will do some spot concealings like on the mark I have here and around my chin and stuff, but I don't make it a point to cover them completely. It doesn't bother me to cover them up 100%, especially because my base has pretty much made my skin very even tone and reduced any redness that I would have on my face. And again, because I didn't go outside today, I had no need to powder, but because I'm in front of the light, and if I did go outside and there was sun and elements and all that kind of stuff, I would go in with a powder in my T-zone and maybe just set the other parts of my cheek here while keeping the glow right on my cheek. Alright, and that is it for this glass skin tutorial. I do hope that you found it helpful, especially if you do have problematic skin like myself. I just wanted to have a routine and share a routine that was beneficial for all of us in the long term, and it wasn't just something that we do in the moment to achieve a certain type of look. It's kind of like what we strive for in our skincare, which is to have healthy skin in general. If you did find this glass skin tutorial helpful and enjoyable, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel down below, and be sure to leave a comment down below if you have any questions about the products that I've mentioned. I'll see you all soon. Ciao!